Today we are finally on the most recent Smash game, Smash Ultimate, which basically released almost exactly a month ago. Though Sakurai told us not to expect too many newcomers, this game still has 11 new characters in the base roster, with 6 more on the way as DLC. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of the brand new fighters' costumes. Inkling was the very first fighter revealed for Smash Ultimate, used in the teaser trailer before we knew anything about the game. Naturally, Inkling uses both female and male versions based on the default Inklings from the original Splatoon. The first female Inkling color is yellow, and she wears the hero headset, jacket, and runner replicas. This look is based on the default appearance for female Agent 3. Next up is a green Inkling, who wears the skull bandana, armor jacket replica, and moto boots. This Inkling appears on the box art for Volume 2 of Sheldon's Picks. Next is a pink female Inkling wearing the Takaroka mesh, black squid eye, and white kicks. This Inkling appears in official Splatoon artwork. Following this is the bright blue male Inkling, wearing the retro specs, baby jelly shirt, and blue slip-ons. This Inkling also appears in Splatoon art, though with a different ink color. Next is a bright purple Inkling, who wears the squid hair clip, school uniform, and school shoes. This gear can be received in Splatoon 1 after scanning the Inkling Girl amiibo and completing all of the challenges. And lastly is a purple male Inkling, who wears the skate helmet, Octo Tee, and Octoling boots. Many of the Inkling designs can also be seen in the Splatoon manga, though this is likely because the manga uses official Inkling designs created by Nintendo rather than coming up with their own. Ridley's design is sort of an amalgamation of several of his designs, keeping him with his modern appearance while also maintaining a playable size, similar to Retro Ridley. Ridley's first ult is actually a true alternate, which makes him Meta Ridley, who first appeared in Metroid Prime. Meta Ridley is the revival and reconstruction of Ridley by the Space Pirates, who revived him using technology and gave him a full array of new weapons. Second is a red alternate, which is based on official artwork from Super Metroid, including the American box art. Following that is a blue alt, which comes from Ridley X, also known as Neo Ridley, in Metroid Fusion. Ridley X is a clone of the presumably dead Ridley by the X parasite. Green Ridley is next, which resembles artwork from Metroid Zero Mission. Following that is a more vivid purple Ridley with green wings, which comes from his in-game appearance from the very first Metroid for the NES. Lastly, for the normal Ridley alts is an all-gold Ridley, which is based on the golden Ridley statue found in Super Metroid. But the final costume is a Meta Ridley recolor, which is based on Mecha Ridley from Zero Mission. Unlike Meta Ridley, which was the real Ridley resurrected, Mecha Ridley is simply a robot made in Ridley's image. Simon Belmont is another character who has been highly anticipated for Smash, and he was one of the characters who repeatedly showed up on fan wish lists. His design is taken largely from the classic Castlevania games. Simon's red alternate is based on his appearance in Castlevania II: Simon's Quest. He was given a bit of a redesign in this game, including the red armor in his art. Following that, Simon has a sort of yellow and brown color scheme. This has ties to Simon's appearance on the Western box art of Super Castlevania IV for the Super NES. It also could be a reference to Fake Trevor, who is a boss in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The black and red costume bears resemblance to Simon's sprite in Vampire Killer, the MSX2 version of the first Castlevania. He also has this color scheme in Castlevania Chronicles. While Simon's blue outfit does vaguely resemble Richter's color scheme, this is actually a reference to Simon's own appearance on the Japanese box art for Super Castlevania IV. The next outfit gives Simon white hair and some purple-themed armor. This is based on Cornell, the main character of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. Next is a color scheme based on the color palette of Simon's sprite from Castlevania for the NES. And the final outfit could be a reference to Hector, the protagonist from Castlevania Curse of Darkness. The color scheme is similar, though I accept that this may be a stretch and it could simply be unique for Smash. Yet another highly anticipated character, King K. Rool, finally joined the Smash roster this time around. Smash director Masahiro Sakurai has gone on the record stating that King K. Rool was added specifically because of his overwhelming support found in the Smash Bros. Ballot. First up, King K. Rool has an orange color, which could be a reference to either Recoil, a boss from Donkey Kong Country 3, or Kerosene, a boss in the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 2. This is also a color scheme that King K. Rool has in the multiplayer of Donkey Kong King of Swing. Next up is a kind of bluish color scheme, which comes from Crusha from Donkey Kong Country 1 and Donkey Kong 64. This is again another color that King K. Rool can also have in DK King of Swing. K. Rool then has another color with a pair of references. Yellow comes from both Cutlass and Copter, which are two of the more common Kremling enemies. And now we have my personal favorite, Pink King K. Rool. Several Kremlings have appeared pink across the Donkey Kong series. Skiddas are enemies that appear in Donkey Kong Country 3 and Donkey Kong Land 3. Clumps are one of the earliest enemies that you can encounter in Donkey Kong Country 1, however, the only game which they appear pink in is Donkey Kong 64. Finally, Critters, the most common Kremling, appear pink only in the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 1. But Critters have also appeared in a variety of colors. King K. Rool's black color is an example of this, referencing a possible Critter color in Donkey Kong Country for the Super NES. This color is also the final multiplayer color scheme that K. Rool has in King of Swing. Next up, we have a dark brown color, which could be a possible reference to the color scheme of Captain K. Rool, which is his alter ego in Donkey Kong Country 2. And finally is a white alt, which might be a reference to Baron K. Roolenstein, K. Rool's alter ego from the third Donkey Kong Country game. In a huge fake-out for the entire Nintendo community, Isabelle was announced in Smash, followed by an Animal Crossing Switch announcement. Isabelle has skyrocketed in popularity more than pretty much any other Animal Crossing character since her introduction in New Leaf, so adding her to Smash was a no-brainer. Isabelle comes with two alternate appearances in Smash. The first is her default look, which was later renamed to her summer outfit, and the second is her winter outfit. First up is a pink version of her summer outfit, which has the same color scheme as her casual outfit from Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. Next is a red sweater with a blue skirt, which comes from the design of her twin brother, Digby. The other pink outfit could be based on Pelly's clothing. Pelly is a recurring character in Animal Crossing, working at the post office or the town hall. It may also be a reference to her winter solstice outfit, which has a similar color scheme. Next is a green and brown winter outfit. This could potentially resemble Tom Nook's latest design in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Isabelle's gray design could vaguely be based on her Labor Day outfit. The Animal Crossing series has so many villagers and characters that it could also easily be based on one of them, and I simply wouldn't realize it. So if you have any idea, I would love to hear about it down below. And lastly is a bright blue color. Again, I'm not completely confident that this is a Smash original, as it could be based on any of the villagers, so please let me know if you have any ideas. If not, it could simply just be a Smash original. Incineroar is an insanely unique fighter in Smash, and if you just saw this moveset on a blank fighter, you probably wouldn't even guess it was a Pokemon. Its design in Pokemon was borrowed from professional wrestling, and Smash takes that concept and ups it to 11, making most of his moveset based on real-life wrestling moves. But it doesn't stop there, as all of his colors can be tied to real-life wrestling personalities. Green comes from the color scheme of Mitsuharu Misawa, the second Tiger Mask. Following this is a color that seems to swap parts of Incineroar's red and black from his default appearance. This color is based on one of the masks that the great Muta has worn during his career. Blue is based on Ultimo Dragon, a wrestler who trained in both Japan and Mexico. Ultimo Dragon is credited for popularizing a type of moonsault, which is what Incineroar's final smash is based on. Orange Incineroar could be based on the fourth Tiger Mask. I've also seen people link this to Infernape, who has a similar color scheme as well as matching color hands and feet. Moving on to the purple Incineroar, this can be tied to Rey Mysterio Jr.'s Halloween Havoc 1997 event costume. But of course, this also has an incredible resemblance to Big the Cat, being used even in Big the Cat Spirits fight. Next is the Black Incineroar, which resembles the Black Tiger, who is the rival persona of the Tiger Mask. And lastly is a skin which is based on Shiny Incineroar, though intentionally not entirely accurate, as Smash tends to do with shinies. While this is mostly taken straight from Pokemon, Incineroar Shiny itself from the Pokemon series is a reference to a wrestler, from the color scheme of Jushin Thunder Liger. So that finishes up all of the unique fighters that were introduced in Ultimate so far. But we still have all of the new Echo fighters that were included this time around as well. Dark Samus has been upgraded from Assist Trophy and is now Samus's Echo Fighter, helping to pad the Metroid series reps, which has been painfully empty. Many of Dark Samus's colors are based on other characters that appear throughout the Metroid series. But first we start with green. While there are several green characters in the Metroid series, there aren't really any that match this particular shade, so this is most likely a Smash original. However, purple resembles Gandreda from Metroid Prime 3, and Dark Samus even uses this color during her spirit battle. Next up is a sort of dull red or brown color scheme, which may be based on Spire, a bounty hunter from Metroid Prime Hunters. Spire has a brown body and is accented with bits of lava, and Dark Samus' skin is kind of similar, though the bright orange accents are much less obvious. Golden Dark Samus is next, and this resembles the Golden Torizo from Super Metroid. Following that is a silver and red color scheme. This color scheme is based on the concept art for Dark Samus when they were developing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Her black color scheme with a yellow and orange accent has a very similar look to the Demolition Troopers. And finally is a red and pink color scheme, which may be a Smash original and simply was designed to match Samus's pink color scheme. The very first Echo Fighter announced for Smash Ultimate was none other than Daisy, shown off in the debut of Ultimate, of course as a Peach Echo Fighter. Daisy first has a green dress, which is based on Peach's appearance on the title screen of NES Open Tournament Golf, as well as one of Peach's alternate costumes from Mario Golf. Her pink dress is a clear reference to Peach. For years, Peach had a skin that made her have a Daisy color scheme, so now Daisy has the inverse reference, of course minus the blonde hair. Next up is Blue, which is a reference to Daisy's appearance on NES Open Tournament Golf, as well as one of Peach's alternate costumes in Mario Golf. The red and black scheme could be a vague reference to Ashley from WarioWare, or it's simply a Smash original. Next is a purple dress, which resembles her appearance in the short game mode of Mario Tennis. Following this is a white dress, which is most likely meant to match Peach's all-white dress color. Interestingly, the same color scheme is worn by Daisy in the Super Mario Bros. Live-action movie, although this simply could be a coincidence because we really don't like to think about the live-action movie in 2019. And lastly is a black and green color scheme. This could vaguely reference the monochrome greenish hue of the Game Boy, which Daisy first debuted on in Super Mario Land. However, more likely, it's simply a Smash original. Next up, we have the Fire Emblem Lord who missed the boat in Smash 4, Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening. Chrom is of course a unique Echo Fighter, being mostly based on Roy, but also having Ike's up B. Like his daughter, his alts are mostly based on characters from Fire Emblem Awakening. His red color is based on Walhart the Conqueror, an antagonist in Awakening. Next is a green color, based on Stall, one of the Shepherds. Yellow is based on Owain, Chrom's nephew. Black could be based on Long Ku, who joins forces with Chrom. The purple color scheme comes from Yen Fei, an antagonist who can later be recruited, or Henry, a Plegian defector. White resembles Kellum, another one of Chrom's shepherds. And lastly is a black, blue, and purple color scheme, which could be a reference to Donald. Black and blue is primarily what Donald wears, while the accents of purple could be a reference to his purple hair. Next is Ken, who interestingly is the only Echo Fighter who received a fully animated cutscene for their debut in Ultimate. This is of course because it simply worked so well with Incineroar's announcement. Just like Ryu's colors, Ken mostly comes from his alternate colors in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Black is his medium punch color, while purple is his heavy punch color. Light punch turns Ken's gi white, while light kick gives Ken a green gi. Pressing start would give Ken a yellow gi, and medium kick is for Ken's blue gi. And lastly is a reference to Violent Ken's kick color, which unlike the other costumes appeared in SNK vs Capcom SVC Chaos. The final Echo Fighter in the roster is Richter Belmont, who is an Echo Fighter of Simon. Richter's costumes have references across many of the Castlevania games throughout its rich history. Red comes from Christopher Belmont from Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth, a WiiWare title that was released in 2009. Richter's purple color is based on his own appearance from the cancelled game Castlevania The Bloodletting, which was meant to be released on the 32X add-on for the Sega Genesis. Following that is a green color, which resembles the cursed status effect from Castlevania Rondo of Blood and Castlevania Dracula X, both of which star Richter. Moving on to the yellow color, this is a reference to John Morris from Castlevania Bloodlines. The brighter blue color resembles his design from Symphony of the Night. Black resembles the end credits graphics of Dracula X, which are all in monochrome. And lastly is a white and red alt, which references Leon Belmont from Castlevania Lament of Innocence. And that's it! Every single fighter and their color origins for Ultimate, thus completing the entire series worth of characters. Almost. Like I said, the next episode is going to be a bonus video covering all of the Mii Fighters costumes and their references, as there are quite a number of different outfits that the Mii Fighters can wear. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to be the first to know when the next part is out, be sure to hit subscribe. And if you've missed the first 4 episodes, be sure to check out the playlist in the outro to watch from the beginning, or pick whichever game you are most interested in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.